not cross your mind. But Disney has a rich history in the city that dates back to the late 1920s. Steamboat Willie premiered at the Universal's Colony Theater in New York City on November 18, 1928. But that's just the start. The Walt Disney Company also has a long history with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that dates all the way back to the 1930s. The parade, originally known as the Macy's Christmas Parade, made its New York debut in 1924. And over the years, it's become known for its giant balloons that soar through the streets of New York City on Thanksgiving. Through the years, Disney's had a presence in the parade with balloons and the appearance of Disney walk-around mascot characters on parade floats. So today, we're going to be taking a look at the history of Disney in the parade and counting down the top 10 Disney balloons and floats in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Number 10. Mickey Mouse. It all started with the mouse, right? Well, that's even true with Disney's involvement with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The year was 1934, and the parade premiered the first ever Mickey Mouse balloon, making him the third pop culture character to have a licensed balloon in the parade. His appearance was a collaborative effort between Walt Disney and Tony Sarg, the creator of the Macy's balloons. This giant Mickey Mouse was hand-painted and featured a star on his chest as a little nod to the Macy's logo. He came in at a whopping 45 feet tall and required 25 handlers who were dressed in Mickey and Minnie costumes to lead him down the New York streets. Now, Mickey appeared like he's seen here in 1934 and 1935, but in 1936, he received an updated paint job and the star on his chest became much bigger. This version was seen in the 1936 and 1937 parades when his balloon then became retired. Number 9. Donald Duck. Donald Duck joined the Mickey Mouse balloon in the 1935 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. When Donald made his parade debut, he was still fairly new to the Walt Disney Company since he had only been created in 1934. Donald Duck first appeared in the cartoon sporting a very skinny and long neck. This long neck was incorporated into the balloon design in 1935. And you can see from this footage here that his head had a hard time staying up while he was carried through the parade route. Now, this Donald Duck balloon only appeared for 1 year, and seeing how flimsy his head and neck were, it makes sense why he wasn't included in future years. Now, although Donald's original balloon was retired, he did appear in 1939 on the first Disney float in the parade. This footage here shows Captain Donald Duck featured on his very own float as the captain of the ship. And behind him in the next float appears to be Mickey and Minnie Mouse riding on top of a rocking boat. Now, from 1940 until 1961, it appears Disney's presence in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was absent. Well, that's until the second Donald Duck balloon was created in 1962. This version of Donald represented the current updated look audiences were used to seeing at the time. He appeared for 10 years in the parade until 1972, then was reintroduced for 1 year only in 1984 to celebrate Donald Duck's 50th birthday. Number 8. The Birthday Cake Float. 1968 marked the 40th birthday of Mickey Mouse, so to celebrate, Disney had their own birthday cake float in the parade. Mickey Mouse stood atop a 3-tiered birthday cake and was joined by other Disney characters that included Goofy, Pinocchio, the Three Little Pigs, Snow White, and the Dwarfs. I just want to note that Minnie Mouse wasn't featured on the float when it would also be Minnie Mouse's 40th birthday, since both Mickey and Minnie made their debut in Steamboat Willie in 1928. It's really interesting though seeing some of the old character costumes from the late 60s appearing in the parade. At the time, these are the costumes that would have been used at Disneyland. The cake float appeared for 2 years in the 1968 and 1969 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, then was retired. Number 7. Mickey's second incarnation. 1971 marked the opening of Walt Disney World in Florida, so to celebrate, Macy's created a new Mickey Mouse balloon. It was a more colorful version of Mickey that included his signature red shorts, white gloves, and a yellow shirt. Now, although the balloon was created and flight tested in 1971, it didn't make its parade debut that year because the winds were too strong and the balloons had to be grounded. Now fast forward to 1972, when Mickey Mouse finally made his official debut alongside Donald Duck in the parade, now celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Walt Disney World. Aside from 1935, this was the only other year where Donald and Mickey appeared together in the parade. The Mickey Mouse balloon continued to appear in the parade until 1982, celebrating other company milestones along the way, including the 10th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Also between 1972 and 1982, Disney had a set of floats, including a castle float, that appeared in the parade. The floats featured a variety of Disney walk-around characters that could normally be seen in the theme parks. Now, once Disney began airing the Walt Disney World Christmas Day Parade in 1983, they pulled these floats since now they had their own televised parade. Although the floats were pulled in 1983, in 1984 and 1985, there was one other smaller float introduced to celebrate Disneyland's 30th anniversary. Number 6. Santa Goofy. In 1992, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade debuted the Santa Goofy balloon. This image is from the flight test that year, and at the bottom right-hand side of the picture, you can see the real Goofy was also present for the test. 1992 is the only year the balloon was featured in the parade, but it wasn't the last time it was seen. After the 1992 parade aired, the Goofy balloon, along with a few others, were transported to Disney MGM Studios in Walt Disney World for an event known as Macy's New York Christmas. It was actually the first time the Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloons were seen outside of New York City. Well, now they were in Florida, and Disney anchored the balloons on top of the buildings of the streets of America as a Christmas display for the holiday seasons at the theme park. After this event at Disney MGM Studios, the Santa Goofy balloon was retired from the parade, and all the balloons were shipped back to Macy's in New York City. Number 5. Band leader Mickey. Who's the leader of the club? Well, the year was 2000. Macy's decided that they wanted to have a special character kick off the new millennium of parade celebrations. Well, they chose no one other than the leader, Mickey Mouse. And really, it was a perfect choice since he was one of the very first balloon characters to appear retired.